Hello, this screencast is going to give a short overview of how to use the SkyDrive, or as it's soon to be called, OneDrive service for sharing files, editing files, and working together to keep files in a centralized location. So we're going to log into SkyDrive. I'm going to show you how to access files that have been shared with you and edit them. I'm going to show you how to create and edit new files, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can use the web apps to edit the files right in your browser, or you can use, if you have Microsoft Office installed, you can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint to edit those files in SkyDrive. I'm also going to show you how to share files with other people, and finally, once we've shared files, I'll show you how you can edit files with multiple people at the same time. So the first thing we want to do, let's look at accessing shared files. So I'll pull up my browser and go to skydrive.com, and they're in the process of changing this to OneDrive, but all of the basics in this screencast should apply. Once they make that change, you probably will have to go to a different website like OneDrive.com. So for now, I've gone to skydrive.com and I can log in with my Microsoft account. So I'm going to sign in. Once I've signed in, I'm looking at the SkyDrive interface, and I can see a few folders that are created by default, and these are under the Files tab. Things I've edited recently will show up under Recent Docs, and finally there's a Shared tab that shows files that other people have shared with me. So since we want to look at that first, if someone's already shared SkyDrive files with you, whether it's SFPE or someone else, you can go to the Shared tab. And so here I have things that are shared by me and things that are shared with me. So I have the Fire Service Committee folder, and I can go into this folder, and I can see a number of files on the bottom. There's some other folders underneath that. So from here, some of these are Word documents, some of them are PowerPoint files or PDFs. And so for a Word document, I can click on that Word document. It opens up in a new browser tab, and it opens up in the Word web app. So here I get a view of what the contents of the file are. And from here, I can edit the document. And I mentioned there's a couple of ways I can edit. So I can edit in Word, and that's going to open up a local copy of Word, or I can edit in the Word web app. So I'll do that first. If I click on Edit in Word web app, since I have permissions to edit this file, once it opens up here, I can make changes just like I was using Microsoft Word. It's sort of a slimmed down version of Word. So here I can make any changes that I want to make. It's all saved automatically. And once I'm done making my changes, I can close this tab, or I can you can view the other items here, like you can save a copy, print it, other things like that. I can also, from the web app, open in the full version of Word by clicking this link. But for now, let's say I've made my changes. I can close that file, and that's it. And everyone else will have those changes when they go to the Shared tab on their SkyDrive. If I click the file, and if I choose to edit in Word, then I can, I'll go to warning, click OK on that, and it's actually going to open up. You have to have Microsoft Office installed for this, so you'll need Word, Excel, PowerPoint, which most people have installed. And it should open up a copy of Word on my computer and ask me to log in, and then I'll be able to edit this file. So it's taking a few seconds, and there it is. So it's opened up. You might get a prompt here to enter your SkyDrive login and password. So here I see the file. I can enable editing, and there it is. And so now I'm using the copy of Word on my computer, editing the file, and now when I click save, or if I exit and save, you'll notice there's a little green arrow here on the save icon. That means it's saving up to SkyDrive. So if I make my changes and close it, those will be reflected in the latest copy. So it's a nice way to be able to edit files either in your browser or with the full Office applications, and have the latest copies always in one place for everyone. You'll notice a couple of other folders. So I'm able to upload PDF files, text files, any other type of file that you want in here. So that's the shared space. It's simple as that. Anything I create here will be shared with the rest of the people who have access to this directory. If I create a new folder, they'll get access to that. So it's a top-down sharing. But that's pretty much it. And the sharing is controlled by someone else when they share it with you. So they manage who can see which files. So because I've been shared this entire Fire Service Committee folder, I'm able to edit all of the files underneath here and create new files. So just keep in mind that if you're in the Shared tab, these are things that are shared with you. If you're in the Files tab, these are things that are your own private documents. So if I created a file in here, it would be only under my control unless I shared it. If I created a file in here, that would be a shared document. So let's go ahead and create a new document, both in the shared folder and in my own files. So if I go in this folder, I can go up here and I can either upload an existing document or I can create a new one. So let's create a new Word document. And it opens right up in my browser in the Word web app. And here it is. So the name of the document is document 1. I can rename that here. So I can essentially create the document content here. So there we go. And once I've done that, I can close this tab, and there's my new document right there, document 1 shared. And if I right click, I can see a menu where I can open the file in Word web app, I can download the file, delete it, and so on. So from here, I'll delete my test document. There we go, simple as that. I can also create folders and upload other files as needed. So now I'll go to my private file space here. So now I'm in I can go to the Documents folder. So in the overview now, let's look at creating and editing files on my own space. So from here I can create a Word document. It looks the same. I'm now creating it in my private workspace. So I'll make a test document and call it test document. Okay, and that's it. And so I'm editing here within my browser. Remember, I can open it in Word either from here or if I close this tab. There's my test document, and I can either click this to open the view and edit it in Word or Word web app, or I can right click and make those selections as well. I can rename, delete, move, other file operations. So that's how you can create and edit files in your own space. You can use this to like as an online drive so that you always have the latest copies of your documents. And I already showed how to open in Office web apps and Office desktop apps. The benefit of the desktop app is if you're using a computer without Microsoft Office, or if you just want to make some quick changes, you can use the web apps right in your browser. If you do have a copy of Office installed, you can open it in right in your desktop application and edit it like you would any file. So now I'll show how to share these files. So if I have a file in my private workspace, remember I'm in the Files tab, here's my test document, I can right click and go to Share, and I'll get this dialog box. So at this point I can invite people to have access to this document. So if I share this with someone, I can give them a quick note, and notice here it says recipients can edit. If I click that, you can actually share view only or with edit permissions. So I'll share with edit permissions, And there's another selection I can make. I can send them a link where they don't even need a SkyDrive account or Microsoft account to edit the document, or I can require them to sign in with a Microsoft account. So I'll leave that set to don't need an account. So that should be it, and I can enter multiple recipients here, and I can click share, and now my document's shared, so I see who can see this document. I notice that this person can edit the document, and I can change those settings here. I can set them to view only, or I can remove them from having access. There's also a link if this is a public document. You can actually make this public with everyone, or view only or edit. And it'll give you a link to send to people or post on a web page or share with others, with a group of people. So now I see the little shared flag. One more thing I want to mention about sharing. So if I create a folder here, and now I have a folder. If I share that folder with someone, and I'll set edit permissions and don't need an account. So now that I've shared the folder, notice that SkyDrive uses what's called per item sharing. So if I upload a document and put it inside of the test folder, so let's see if I can move this. So move to, I'll move it inside my test folder. And so now, because I've shared the folder, all of the contents underneath that will be shared. So if I make a new, let's make an Excel file. So if I make a new Excel file here, and then I can close this tab. So now I have my Excel file, and notice that I didn't change any settings, but it does say shared. And the reason is I've already shared test folder, so anything underneath that is going to be shared with the same people or in the same way. So it's something to keep in mind. Now I could make another folder or other files that are beside that would not inherit those shared permissions, but just remember, since I've shared this folder, everything underneath it will be shared. So now let me go into this test document. So I'll open that up in the Word web app and edit it in the browser. So here it is, and I'll go to the recipient of that file, and you see they have an invitation, shared a document with you. So if I click this link, I'm now viewing that as the recipient of the shared document. So now we have the document open. You'll notice it says someone else is editing the document, guest is editing a document. So now if I go to the guest account, the person I've shared with, I can now edit the document. So I've typed something in this shared person's document, and if I go back to my view, my original view, I can see that in real time I can see who typed what, and I can actually go in and make a change. And so you see that we both have the same document open at the same time, and we're making edits simultaneously. So this is a nice feature of SkyDrive, is it lets you edit files at the same time. That way you all have the latest version. You can work on it together. So those are the basic features of SkyDrive. And so I can close these out, and just keep in mind just a summary of what we went over here. The Files tab shows files that are on your SkyDrive, and you control the sharing, you control the deletion of these documents, the creation of these documents, and these are they start out as private if you create a document, and you can set sharing from there. If you go to the Shared tab, that's a way to see things that are shared by you on top and things that are shared with you from other people. And keep in mind that you can you can go into these folders and make edits, and the way typically that will run is that SFPE will share sort of the master copy of a folder for a committee, and from there the committee can work within the folder and make subfolders and master documents there. So that should give you an overview of everything that you need. There's a settings bar here. You can go to options or search for help on anything we've talked about. Remember, the upload and create buttons are up here. Your recycle bin is down here for things you've deleted. But that should cover most of the features that we're going to use in SkyDrive. Let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to search the help here. But it's a nice way to keep one copy of files together without emailing them back and forth. And you can get to them from any computer that you can log into SkyDrive from. Thank you.